My people, you will see this Daniel Bwala interview when he go do for Al Jazeera. We see how this young man, who is in Nigeria, how he approached Daniel Bwala. But thank God that this young man is not living in Nigeria. It was said that Nigeria a day. I hope maybe by now some individual group of all those young boys when all those politicians dey use therefore don start dey look for am say why e dey challenge Bwala of wetin e talk. We all now we see how this guy how e take talk to Bwala because upon all the lie when Daniel Bwala dey talk, this guy now challenge am say na their so much infrastructure wey politicians dey want for Nigeria na im dem dey. I go put the video for here now make we lis ten to this young boy of Nigeria because at least thank God some people when we dey talk say at least sometimes traveler na part of education but some people dey no dey take am say as na so e dey be. But you see this young man now when he challenge Daniel Bwala say see wetin dey go on, see wetin dey go on. Daniel Bwala dey surprise because if na Nigeria as we dey talk, this guy e no go get the guts to even talk say maybe e go get the opportunity to near this kind position where e dey wan go ask Daniel Bwala. You see this na wetin western world wey the opportunity wey people dey get for western world wey we no get for our Nigeria. Our country the way dem dey look the young one because at least before our country go move forward all these young boys wey politicians dey use now until their eye clear dem no go fit move Nigeria forward. When their eye clear finish na from there dem go know say yes all these old politicians dem dey use dem because even when we dey talk of say Nigeria bad who dem dey use na the young ones whereby the politicians dey inside their house hide their children for western world and dem dey send all these our young boys dey go do errand work. Thanks to this young man when he dey question Bwala so you see as he dey screw Bwala even surprised to dey hear say this young man e dey intelligent like this. This young man no be say na Indian o, no be say na from Afghanistan o, na Nigeria name na im carry. Na im be the person when e dey screw Bwala dey tell Bwala say see where e for wrong, see where e for wrong, see wetin happen because Bwala yesterday e dey for PDP but today now because of say e don see am say PDP no win e don come join APC. This boy na im tell am say na the mentality when African politicians when they believe because of wetin we dey call am for Africa say stomach infrastructure only self interest wetin dem know na im be wetin Bwala dey do so. I go put the video for here now make we lis ten to this young man as he school Bwala of all wetin e dey happen for Nigeria. Bwala your eye go clear.
Bring in Anu Adeoye, a journalist for the Financial Times who recently covered Nigeria and West Africa. Anu, we can't talk about insecurity without also talking about the economy and the underlying social economic issues. Is the average Nigerian both safer and better off under President Tinubu?
The obvious answer is no, right? And before I get to that, I want to talk to what Daniel said. I always find it very interesting with Nigerian government officials who cherry pick statistics about the US and the UK, but they never say how many hours of uninterrupted electricity as the United States had compared to how many Nigeria has had. They never try and find, the good statistics that Nigerians don't benefit from. If you look at the poverty numbers, this is according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. More than 120 million Nigerians are living in multi-dimensional poverty. So that's not just people who lack $2 a day. That's people who can't afford food, who can't afford shelter. And even if you look at the numbers of the people who have died, right? These are wartime numbers for a country that is officially not at war. And so I think it's really, really difficult to make an argument and say, things are trending in the right direction.
Casualty numbers, wrong direction. Poverty numbers, wrong direction.
Right. We have provided opportunities for families who could not afford to send their kids to school to access grant and go and have their education, cost of fee, tuition fee, as well as the cost of
You
living.
mentioned school. 20,000 schools in Nigeria have been shut in the last few months because of these kidnapping attacks.
Correct.
18 million Nigerian school children are not going to school, according to the UN. That is the highest number anywhere in the world.
Because
are you proud of that?
No, I'm not proud of that because of insecurity. But the measures we're taking now, we're restoring them back to their schools. And some of them whose schools are located in places where there are no governed spaces, we're bringing them back into towns. So when you give out your stats or your opinion about an issue, also incorporate this fact so that the viewer will look at, yes, there is an obvious fact that because of the policy decision that it brought kind of untold hardship, but also we are making progress in this regard.
So I agree with you. That's a fair point. We should look at things in the round, and you pointed out things you've done well. But then you need to do the same thing. Do you accept then that the poverty numbers are going in the wrong direction?
Yeah, sure. It's like,
is that a fair point that Daniel makes, that the IMF, the World Bank are praising what we're doing and actions have consequences?
Yeah, look, I think ultimately those reforms had to happen, right? There was chronic mismanagement at the central bank. The government before the Tinubu government was an APC government, so it's the same party. So, you know, there's only so much blame they can pass around.
Yes.
This full subsidy, you had to do something. It was riddled with corruption. But then the other part of that argument is doing those reforms should not be the end goal. It should only be the starting point. What you need ultimately is foreign direct investment in Nigeria. You need people to bring money into Nigeria to invest long term.
Both foreign direct investment in Nigeria.
Let me bring in pretending he didn't make. Allegedly, okay. You recently described him as a wily political tactician. How does he wield power? Daniel and others have accused him of vote buying in the past. How does he wield power in your view?
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to understand the context of Nigerian politics, right? And this isn't specifically about Daniel, because he used to be in the opposition, now he works for the president in the APC.
Well, he used to be in the APC, then he was in the opposition, now he's back in the APC, and he doesn't remember anything he said when he was in the opposition.
And I think the crucial context here is Nigerian politics is ideology-free.
Yes.
Right? There's no left or right, as it were. It's mostly, unfortunately, about, you know, people call it stomach infrastructure in Nigeria, and self-interest. And ultimately, if you're someone like the president who, for all his many faults, I think is someone who sees Nigerian politicians for what they are. They are self-interested people. And if you can tap into that, it's very, very easy to get people to come on side. You know, I have a question for Daniel, right? It's like, what made you from saying all of those things that you now disavow? What was the grand vision that made you decide, I want to work for this guy?
First of all, I left him after the primaries because he made a choice of a Muslim ticket. And I thought at the time that that would be injurious to the interests of the Christian minorities. I made that decision. And I campaigned against him.